Good morning. It is early here in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountains. I am right on the shores of Lake Oroville. I'm here because I am hiking the North Table Mountain Ecological Preserve. That area is really famous for its wildflowers at this time of year and its waterfalls. And both of these things happen in this really short period of time. The problem is I'm a little late in the season, so I'm not sure I'm going to get waterfalls or wildflowers. We are here like on top of a tabletop mountain, and the black rock behind me and what we're walking on right now, that is volcanic basalt. And that was laid down about 65 million years ago. So you can see it's kind of poking through. And as we go farther on this hike, we should drop down into some valleys and we'll get some different views. But I thought it was kind of cool to see up here and to see the structure of this. So when we see it from different angles, you'll kind of understand what it is. So in addition to hiking tabletop, I want to explore kind of Oroville. And this is a town that really was founded during the gold rush. So I don't know, what is that, 170 years ago or so. And as you drive around town, there are different buildings from different eras. And this place here is the Lot House. And apparently, according to the signage, this was built in 1856. So really not that long after the gold rush, and Judge Lot, because apparently he was a judge, built this big house. So we made it to one waterfall that's still flowing, and just like 100 feet down the creek, it's gone. It goes into the earth and there's no more water. What's really cool about this is when you kind of look around here, you see flowers and bugs and all kinds of different signs of life. And right now is probably a great time. Today is about 80 degrees, so it's super warm. And for a really short period of time, this area right here is gonna be teeming with life. So I followed a sign for a historical marker, and you can't make this stuff up, okay? Right there, right over there, is the first orange tree ever brought to California in 1856. Now, when I think about the California citrus industry and how huge it is, the fact that that's the first one, that's something. And what they say is miners came from miles around when this thing was ripe to get an orange, because you could not simply go down to the local supermarket and grab one of 3 or 4 different varieties. Now, this is not the original location. The original location was over near Bidwell Bar, and they moved it in 1964 when the lake started to fill up because they wanted to save it. Now, something else that happens for a very short period of time are waterfalls. Because it's so dry and hot during the summer, there's this really short period of time where we have water, and you can hear it behind me and see it in these pictures. And there are, when things are flowing, apparently 22 different waterfalls that you can explore. So this is the Chinese temple in Oroville, and the surprising thing to my brain was in 1863, there were 10,000 Chinese, mostly men, here in Oroville. And why it's so surprising is right now, there's 20,000 people here in Oroville. Now, apparently, the main reason that these men came from China was gold, and they were mining gold in the hopes that they could strike it rich and then send that money home. The other beautiful thing at this time of year is the wildflowers. And there are wildflowers everywhere. And it's just really a short time when the wildflowers bloom, because this area gets super, super hot in the summertime. So right over there is Bidwell Bar, and that was the site where gold was discovered in 1848, and that changed everything in the area. Bidwell Bar is the site of the first suspension bridge in California, and obviously it's been replaced. It was a good thing that gold was discovered here for the pioneers who came to California, but for the Maidu Indians, it wasn't such a good thing. They had lived in this area for centuries, and what I learned in the visitor center was over time they were pushed out of the area. And when Lake Oroville was filled up to its present level, it now covers over 145 sites that were once Maidu villages. So I was staying on the shores of Lake Oroville at the Loafer Creek campground. The campground was actually pretty nice, but one of the nicest things about it was I was pretty much alone. It was really early in the season, and this campsite has, I think, like 147 different sites, and I'd be shocked if there were more than 10 people in the whole campground. And to be able to find a place like this just a few hours outside of San Francisco, well, it's one of the things that I really love about the state. California is so big and so vast that it holds like almost 40 million people. But you would be surprised how easy it is to get outside of the cities and find solitude in the most unexpected places. And so often this solitude, well, it's just hidden right there in plain sight.